Blessings, a community of spouses and spouses to be. Listen, Coach T here with you on today. And I was reminded in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1, where the Lord reminds us there is a time for everything. There is a time for everything. Listen, spouses and spouses to be. God is saying now is the time. Now is the hour. Now is the time. Now, your time, my time, their time may be different. But whatever the time is for you, God is saying now is the time. So if that means now is the time for you to get on board, now is the time for you to be reading your Bible, now is the time for you to go back to work, now is the time for you to be planning your business, now is the time for you to get your home in order, now is the time. All I've been hearing God say is now is the time. Now is the time. So whatever that now means to you, God is saying this is the time, this is the hour, this is the season for us to get enrolled to whatever it is that He has told us to do, whatever it is that He has placed in your spirit for you to do, whatever that thing that He's been talking to you about, whatever that notion is, whatever that nudge has been, whatever that uncomfortableness have been in your spirit. God is saying now is the time. Now is the time. All I keep hearing is God saying now is the time. Now is the time. Your now is the time may be different from what my now is the time is, but God is saying now is the time. So I want to remind you, spouses and spouses to be, whatever it is that God is telling you to do. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says there is a time for everything. There is a time and a season for everything. Now is the time for you to get on board to do what it is that God has asked you to do in this season. I want to encourage you, spouses and spouses to be, if there is an assignment that God has lined up for you, that's something that you're supposed to be doing. Don't you know that you are holding up someone else for not doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing? If God has specifically given you something to do, if He has petitioned you to do something and you have not did it, you are holding someone else up. You are holding someone else up. All I keep hearing God say is now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Do not no longer hold anyone else up. Don't hold anyone else up from what they're supposed to be doing because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. God is saying now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Now is the time for you to get on board. Now is the time for you to push through what you're supposed to be pushing through. Listen, now is the time for your marriage to be restored. Now is the time for you to get it together and plan for your future wedding. Now is the time for you to treat your husband right. Now is the time for you to treat your wife right. Now is the time for you to love on your children. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to love on your family. Now is the time for you to do that thing that you've been wanting to do long ago and you had not did it yet. Now is the time to pull out that vision board. Now is the time to get in place. God is saying now is the time. God is saying now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. And I want to encourage you, spouses and spouses to get busy with the time. God is saying now is the time. Blessings.